I was having a conversation with a mate of mine over a couple of beers the other day about why my kids don't say the Pledge of Allegiance. And we were veering from one subject to the next. One of the things that came up in this concept of imposing things on kids and teaching kids to respect authority in a way is the fact that I'm raising my kids vegan. And he was saying, you're doing the same thing. You're sort of indoctrinating your kids in this. You're not giving them a choice. I said at the time, I try as hard as I can to give them a choice. I talk a lot about why I'm vegan. I talk about why I think it's the right thing to do. But he said, they don't really have a choice because you're not offering them meat. You're not cooking them meat and saying, here, choose it if you want. And that's true, but I don't think it's a persuasive argument. Now, at the time, I didn't sort of muster my thoughts as well as I could have, and that eats at me. So I've been thinking about it since. And I guess I had, at the time, one response, which is true but not complete, which is people who eat meat don't talk to their kids about being vegan or not, right? I don't think most people who eat meat actually have a really sound moral reason for why they do it. There are people who eat meat in a moral way for them, according to religious dietary restrictions or something, and they've thought that out. But I think that, most people, there are people who eat ethical meat. I think that's bullshit, but who think about, the environmental impact. But most people who eat meat haven't actually given a ton of thought to the morality of it. You just do it, and then when you're challenged on the morality of that, you sort of come up with some reflexive arguments about why, you're allowed to eat animals under some moral system. So I don't, those people aren't having conversations with their kids regularly about whether or not one should be vegan. And I try to have conversations with my kids pretty regularly about why we do the things they do, why it's ethical or not to eat meat. And I really do encourage them to make their own choices. It's hard, they're kids. I'm the one who cooks. My house is vegan. But when we're out and about, people offer them stuff. I don't say, no, you can't have that. I let them choose. Now, they choose to be vegan, and obviously I have an influence in that. But I'm trying to encourage them as much as they can to make that choice for themselves. But the really foundational reason why I don't offer them meat is, as all of us do when we're raising kids, we teach them right from wrong. So I teach my kids, don't hit. I don't want them to kill people. I'm not going to give them a chance to kill someone to see if they think it's right. Even backing it up, less weighted, littering. I teach my kids not to litter. I'm not going to say, let's just throw trash on the ground today and see how it feels. You teach them right from wrong. At some point, they will be out of your control. They'll be out in the world making their own decisions. But for now, if you've got a really structured morality that you believe in, it is your job as a parent to pass it on to your kids and to teach them to question it and come to their own, but to teach them right from wrong and then how to get